The impacts of the coronavirus continue to be felt here in the U.S. and in the Ocean State.
Mayor Jorge Elorza has declared a state of emergency in Providence. You can see the latest headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And here is where things stand right now. Now,
Providence is also revoking all permits and licenses for events in the city so people can avoid large gatherings.
In addition to URI, several other local colleges and universities have moved to online classes, including Brown, RISD, and Johnson & Wales.
The Middletown School Department has announced that a student at the Gaudet Middle School is being tested for coronavirus. Officials say the student had just returned from a family trip to South America. The student is at home on self-quarantine. Right now, Gaudet Middle School remains open. School officials say they're taking all the precautions to disinfect and sanitize the school. And here in Rhode Island, there are 5 cases. Massachusetts has 108. Connecticut has 5 cases.
Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Losciuto is live in Providence with details on why things might get a lot quieter downtown. Sheena?
Yeah, Mayor Elorza says this was a tough decision and this might be hard for businesses, but he says safety is always the #1 priority.
I today am declaring a state of emergency in the city of Providence.
Mayor Elorza says the capital city must take extreme measures to protect people from the coronavirus, explaining this is where many Rhode Islanders come for both work and play.
There are particular risks that we have to be wary of.
The emergency order bans all licensed events in the city from moving forward.
Effective immediately, we are not providing any official permits or licenses for events in the city. We are also temporarily revoking any entertainment licenses that have already been issued, and we will not issue any new entertainment licenses until further notice.
That means you won't see live music at a bar, but establishments are still free to stay open as long as they aren't serving or gathering more than 100 people at a time. We've already heard from staff at the Providence Performing Arts Center, which has canceled their big show next week.
This will impact your business over the next couple of weeks. We can't afford, as a community, a virus outbreak. If that were to occur, the impact to local businesses would be catastrophic, and so keep that in mind. The second, for all of the businesses that do cooperate and that will be affected by this, I've started a conversation with my team about different incentives and different benefits that we can provide.
Now, once again, Mayor Elorza says this is all about safety. He does not want to see anyone in large crowds. Now, coming up new at 6, we asked the mayor what he thinks about schools being open right now. Plus, he has a message for teachers. We're live in Providence. I'm Sheena Losciuto, Eyewitness News.
First developing news. Within the last hour, we've received an update from the Rhode Island Department of Health on the coronavirus situation in Rhode Island.
And here are the numbers they are reporting tonight. The number of positive cases, including those that are presumptive and those confirmed by the CDC, is 5. 126 people have tested negative. 29 tests are still pending and about 275 are in self-quarantine.
This afternoon, the Celtics return to Massachusetts after the NBA suspended its season. Tonight, Massachusetts is reporting 13 new cases, bringing the total number to 108. So far, there are no reported cases in Bristol County.
And the Dow closed down more than 2,300 points this afternoon. It was the stock market's biggest drop since the crash of 1987. The sell-off happened despite actions by the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank to shore up the economy.
In Providence, Mayor Jorge Elorza has declared a state of emergency, taking steps to limit public gatherings in the capital city. And Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Losciuto was at the mayor's news conference and begins our coverage live in Providence. Sheena?
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Mayor Elorza declares a state of emergency in Providence after growing concerns over the coronavirus. This means no establishment will be allowed to gather or serve more than 100 people at once, while licenses for events have been revoked.
We only get one chance to do this right.
The order came just hours after RISD and Brown University announced they will soon be teaching all classes remotely. Both are based in Providence. This is what the mayor had to say when asked about whether or not the state should close K-12 schools.
I know that they're considering all of their options at this time. One of the advantages, and thankfully, that we have is that this virus seems to have a different effect on young people than it has on older folks. And so I imagine that they're taking that into account. But that's a decision for them to make.
And this was his message to teachers.
We have to take all of the best practices into account. Let's wash our hands. Let's keep a certain distance. If you are feeling sick, please stay out of work and be careful to disinfect the area around you. If it ever passes that threshold where the workplace isn't deemed safe, then I'm sure they'll take appropriate action.